Hello and welcome to another episode of Tales of Gear. I'm Tom and we are continuing the series MP5 series videos. As you can see, in front of me is my beloved Mp5A5 made by VFC, the GBB version, and it's the version 2. If you have watched my other MP5 videos, this is the gun I'm using in somewhat different configurations. Today it's in its original configuration, the A5, and today I'm going to upgrade it a little bit. Now the part I'll be swapping is this part that arrived today in the mail. For you who don't know what this is, this part goes inside this upper tube here, is engaged with this cocking handle, and the name of it is the cocking support. Now, before I purchased this VFC Mp5, I have read on a few forums and pages on Facebook that this part might be the weak link on this platform and can break. There were a few occasions where this part broke, and mainly it was because of the HK slab. Okay, so I thought, okay, let's go ahead and buy one that won't break, and the one that won't break should be a steel one. Now I couldn't find the VFC version made out of steel, so I figured, okay, let's risk it and try if a real steel one will fit. And this one you see here is the actual real Mp5 cocking support. Okay, let's take a closer look. In a bit we will compare it to the VFC stock version. Now let's put this aside for a second. In order to upgrade it, we need to strip down the Mp5, and we're gonna do that right now. So we're starting with the removal of the stock by pushing out this pin and slowly wiggling out the stock. It sometimes is a little bit hard. I will explain a little bit later why, because I've done something to it, and I suggest always to keep it inside. It's easier to remove than when it's out. Removing this to side, then we remove this pin here in order to remove the complete trigger group and housing, like that. Okay, putting this aside as well. Then we move on to the bolt carrier group. Simply pull it out like this. This is the V2 bolt carrier group. It's a little bit different than the V1. Here we go. So in order to remove the cocking handle and cocking support, we also need to remove the handguard. We do that by removing this pin here and pulling down and out, and the handguard comes off. And the last step is to remove this part here we're talking about. Now, in order to do that, we need to find the pin. For purpose of this video, I have already removed this pin, but I will show you what you need to do. To get access to the pin, you need to move it back and cock it like this. You will see underneath, now it's a hole, but there would be a pin, and you can also see it from above here. Okay, and you need to push out the pin from the bottom, from here, so it comes out on the top. Okay, I have done that. Once this is done, you simply pull out the cocking handle, and now you simply slide out the cocking handle support. Here it is. Let's move aside these two parts here. So and we can start with our comparison. So you, I think, have a good look. I will bring it over here. I was surprised to see that VFC did an excellent job. It's almost identical. The VFC one on the right is a little bit longer, but otherwise, by eyeballing it, I think it's absolutely identical. Okay, let's see from the front, like that. Okay, here it is, the lower part. There is a little difference in these holes here, as you can see. They are not matching, but absolutely don't affect how the cocking handle sits in the receiver and how this cocking handle fits inside. So let's see how it fits, how this cocking handle, which is, by the way, you can see here, it is steel, that's a magnet, okay? It fits just fine. The holes align perfectly, so this fits. If you want to upgrade, you don't need to buy this cocking handle because it's pretty expensive if you go for a real one, and essentially VFC did a clone of it. It's steel made, really no need for a real one. But if you want, okay. Now let's see. Visually they are identical, and I have tried out the real one inside the receiver already, and it fits like the stock one. So let's compare the weight of it. Okay, so you can see that. Great. Okay, first off, this is the stock one. 74 grams. Okay, and now the real steel one, exactly 100 grams. And of course, you can see here, it's steel. Okay, we can move this aside. So, do we need any modifications in order to make it work? Well, we actually do. The only thing that needs to be done, and I will show you a little hack how to do it the easy way, is the actual pin that is holding the cocking handle in the cocking support. Okay. Now the problem is the stock one has a pretty narrow hole here, and is, if you can see here, has this type of head, okay, that is a little bit wider, and when pushed inside it stays inside. The real steel one has a much wider hole, and when I push this pin in, it just goes inside and out without any resistance. Thing is that the real one uses actually pins like this, okay, and this one is too small. It's a 3mm. I would need a 4mm. I might do that in a later point just to make it more real steel like, but for now the hack is to reuse the actual pin that uses VFC. It's not steel, and you can manipulate it, and the hack is simple. Just hammer down on the top to flare it out a little bit, so it creates a little bit resistance here and it doesn't just fall out. Okay, so now let's try and assemble the MP5 with this new part here and see how it fits. Let's start in the reversed order. So we have first to insert the caulking support like this. Then we need to find the hole. We'll use a screwdriver to try to align this. I'm sorry, but it's a little bit tricky to do behind the camera. Okay, let's see. Like that. Here it is. Then we insert the caulking handle like that and try to align the hole. We look from above like that. Here you go. We take the pin, insert it, and then wiggle, hold it like this and wiggle up and down the caulking handle till you find a hole, and it will slip in. That's the easy part. And then you need to hammer it down a little bit. That's a little bit tricky for me right now. Okay, let's try this. I will just use a screwdriver and a hammer and tap it in. At least I will try to do that. Doesn't need much. Here you go. So let me show you. It's in, and it's inside of it, and it's underneath the surface of the caulking handle, so it doesn't engage the receiver. That's the important part, and that's actually it. It's installed. Okay, installation is okay. It's ready. We can continue with the assembly of the rest of it. Moving on, I will now insert the bolt carrier like this, and then I'll add this part here. But before that, here is a little hack as well. I will leave a link in the description below where I have seen this modification done. I have forgotten the name of the channel, YouTube channel, but I will leave the link. So it was shown to add something here. I have added a piece of flat aluminum, very thin. Okay, and I have also added a piece of that here. This creates a much better bond between the stock and the receiver. Okay, when you receive the gun new, it wobbles. Okay, and you can remove the wobbling by adding these two pieces or anything else that will stay in place. Okay, let's continue. Then we add this part here and insert one of the small pins like that. And now it's time to add the stock. Now you need to press it down a little bit, and then here we go. And then we simply install back the rear pin, and we can move on to the handguard. Press the rear part like that, and then we use the last pin here. So it's ready. Let's see. Nice. Here we go. And now I can HK slap it all day long. I don't recommend do that, but I feel more comfortable doing it right now than with the stock part. This one here, I will leave this just in case, but well, it's pretty cool to have this one installed now. It looks very good. I will need to lube it a little bit, but it works perfectly. Now it still has this wobble here. I've read that even the original ones have this kind of wobble. I didn't have the chance to use a real one to confirm that, but if someone has a real one, please let me know if this is normal and if there is anything one can do to remove this, yeah, let me know if you have any questions, and see you in another video. Thanks for watching. Bye.